Hello everyone and welcome to Miss Debbie's STEM class. Before we get started with our lesson today, let's start off with our hello song. Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello, 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 hello? Can you stomp your feet? Hello, hello. Can you stomp your feet? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello everybody and welcome to STEM class today. Miss Debbie misses you all so much, and today we are going to be talking about a simple machine called a lever. You may not have ever heard of a lever before, but we see levers everywhere in our everyday life. I'm sure one lever that all of you have seen is called a seesaw. A seesaw is something that you see at the playground. Sometimes it's called a teeter-totter, sometimes it's called a seesaw. But this is what it looks like. It's a long bar, and someone sits on one end of the teeter-totter, and someone else sits on the other end, and this person, or depending on whomever is heavier, will go up. And it goes up and down when you push your feet off of the ground. That is called a seesaw. Okay, so we need two people to make a seesaw work. And one person goes on one side, and with a little bit of effort, they will push down on the teeter-totter, or the seesaw. I keep calling it a teeter-totter. Now the other person will go up. That's the load. So we push down with effort, and we make the load go up. Now this is all possible because of something called a fulcrum, and that is what's in the center of your lever. Now teeter-totters are lots of fun, but a lever, like I said, is called a simple machine. And simple machines are around to make everybody's job easier when they're working. Now, why would we use a lever to work? Well, a lever helps us lift things, just like it helped lift the person up in the air. It helps us lift other things. Now, when something is super duper heavy, sometimes it's really hard to pick it up on your own. Like say a super duper rock that's outside that you might want to move from one place to another. That rock is really heavy for someone to pick up. So they might use a lever to help lift up that load. The rock is the load. Miss Debbie has a little contraption that I made here. And I simply got a little piece of wood, a little 2x4 here. And this is going to be my lever. Miss Debbie's going to show you how we use it to help lift things and make things easier to lift. Now I need a fulcrum, and I am going to simply use a roll of toilet paper. I'm going to put that in the middle here. Now I'm going to balance my lever on my fulcrum. There we go. Now this lever is made to make my job easier. So let's pretend this can of soup is super duper heavy, and Miss Debbie has a hard time picking it up by herself with her two hands. So I am going to use my lever to help me lift this can of soup. So I'm going to put it on the end of my lever here, and I am going to push down with effort on my lever, and it's going to tilt on my fulcrum, and I am able to lift the load a lot easier with my lever. So the lever is made so that it can make people's jobs easier. Okay, so we now know that levers help us move things. Now another type of lever that helps move things is called a catapult. Now a catapult moves things as well, but a catapult makes things fly up in the air, and catapults are so much fun. So Miss Debbie thought that we could make a couple different catapults ourselves and play some games with them. There are so many different ways that you can make a catapult. Now, I'm going to be using popsicle sticks for some of them and elastics. If you don't have any popsicle sticks and you want to get some, I got these at the dollar store. They're $1 for a big bag of colorful popsicle sticks. And I got a big bag of elastics at the dollar store for $1 as well. So these are some things that you could get at the dollar store. If you don't have popsicle sticks, we have plenty other ideas of things that we could use. What we're going to make first off is a catapult out of a toilet paper roll and a plastic spoon and an elastic. Now a catapult helps us move things as well. And before Miss Debbie shows you, I am going to tilt the camera so that you can see the catapult a little bit better. Okay, so there are so many different ways that we can make our very own catapults. The first way Miss Debbie is going to show you is with a plastic spoon, a toilet paper roll, and an elastic. If you don't have a toilet paper roll and you have some construction paper, any color you'd like, you can roll that up like so and tape it, and you can use this for your catapult as well. Now, so what we're going to do is start off with our toilet paper roll or a roll of paper, and then I'm going to take an elastic, I'm going to wrap it around the middle of the toilet paper roll, twist it, and wrap it around again. You might need some help from an adult with that. That can be tricky. And I'm going to crisscross the elastic so it makes an X on the toilet paper roll. Then what I'm going to do is take my spoon and I am going to put it underneath the middle of the X right here so that it lies right on top of my plastic spoon. My plastic spoon is going to lie down here on the table, and this is my lever. I have a fulcrum, I have my lever, and now I'm going to use some force and some effort to push my load up in the air. So here it goes. Miss Debbie's going to push down, and there it goes. Now when you're doing this, what you might want to choose is something light so that you don't hurt yourself or get anything in your eyes. If you do have a pair of safety goggles or some glasses that you can use, sunglasses or something like that that could cover your eyes, that would be great. Some other ideas of safe things that we can use to toss are cotton balls, a piece of paper simply crumpled up like this, and then you can use an elastic to wrap around it to make it stay in place. And you can put that here and make that tossed as well. So another way that we could make a catapult is with a rolling pin. Miss Debbie has a rolling pin here that I use to roll out some dough when I'm making pizza or pies, an elastic, and I have a wooden spoon. That's another idea. You use the same principle that we did with this idea with the elastic and an X and slipped it under. You can put something here. I'll try the piece of paper, and I'm going to put some effort on one end of my lever and make the load go up. Now another idea is to use a toilet paper roll and a paint stick, or if you have something else like this besides a paint stick that you could use that's long and rectangular shape. Miss Debbie simply used a pair of scissors and snipped a hole on the side of my toilet paper tube. Again, if you don't have this, you could use a paper towel tube, piece of paper, and what you're going to do is slide it in until it hits the other side. Then you're going to peek in and see where it lands and make another snip on that side with your scissors. You may need help from an adult with this too because I don't want you to get hurt. And you're going to slip it through here. And this could be another catapult that you could use. Miss Debbie's going to put her paper on one end And I'm going to push down with some effort on the other end and make my load go high up in the air. What I also want you to do is experiment with moving the fulcrum. You can move it closer or farther away from the load and see which is easier, which makes the load feel lighter. If you move the fulcrum farther away from the load or if you move it closer to the load. So I want you to experiment with that and see what you think. Okay, now one other way that we can make a catapult is using the popsicle sticks. What we're going to do is you are going to take 7 popsicle sticks. Miss Debbie took 7 here, and I put them on top of each other. And I took an elastic and wrapped it around one end. Then I did the same thing on the other side. Wrapped it around the other end. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take 2 popsicle sticks, put them on top of each other, and wrap them with an elastic just like we did here. Then what you're going to do is push them down to one end, a little bit closer to one end, and you're going to open them up. Actually, before we do that, before you open them up, what we're going to do is we are going to slide the handle of the spoon underneath the elastic. So it stays just like that. Then you are going to open up the 2 popsicle sticks here. And you're going to slide these popsicle sticks underneath here. See how that works? Now what you're going to do with this one is you have to hold down on the popsicle sticks with one hand. Miss Debbie's going to use a pom-pom here on this end. Hold down with one hand. And then what you're going to do is you're going to push down on your spoon and let go. That's another way we could have fun with our catapult. Now, Miss Debbie thought that I would turn this into a fun game. And before we do that, I'm going to turn the camera over so that you can see me. Before we head off with our game, Miss Debbie has another catapult that's extremely simple to make, and I forgot to tell you about that one. What you're going to do is get a pencil. I have a colored pencil here. You can use any kind you'd like. And I have a popsicle stick. What you're going to do is simply lay the popsicle stick across the pencil. And there's your catapult. You don't need anything else but that. Now you just need something soft enough to use. And I'm going to put a little pom-pom at the end here. And then I'm going to push. And that works just as well. So before we got off to our games, Miss Debbie wanted to make sure I showed you that idea. Now the games that we are going to be doing would be a challenge, and it would be fun to do it on your own or to do it with someone else. And maybe you could put some points on these cups, or you could just have fun trying to see how many pom-poms or cotton balls or pieces of paper you can land in the cups using your catapult. Miss Debbie's going to try this one. And I'm going to hold down and pull. And I landed in a cup. Very lucky, Miss Debbie. So you can have fun with that. Or what you can do is set up maybe all different types of canisters, different heights, different shapes, and see how many you can get them in. Another idea is to use a piece of tape, and you can put it on a table or on the floor with the permission of your parents to see if you can get your pom-pom to fly over the line. So those are some fun ideas of games that you can play with catapults. Well, that's the end of our lesson about levers and simple machines. There are so many videos online that can explain some other simple machines that you might be interested in. But before we leave today, Miss Debbie just wanted to end with our goodbye song. Here goes. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye. We've had lots of fun, my friends, and we'll do it all again. It's time to wave our hands and say goodbye. Goodbye, friends. Miss Debbie misses you so much. Until we see each other again, stay happy and healthy. Bye.